Hi everyone, and today we're back with another build video. Promise, the next one I do will be about the speedrun build I use, but I wanted to show some other things given it's the one I've played the most, So here we are, stats are unchanged, so let's skip over those real quick. Quickly for the beads, we keep the light charge, we go long slide, and then we go a bunch of stamina. For dashes, and you'll see why, and for stamina restoration when we destroy a soul sigil. We are also running an ammo preservation bead as we're running a very ammo hungry weapon, on which you can actually run out of ammo pretty quickly if you're not careful. So those are the beads I use. If I had to replace anything, maybe the light spell charge bead can be replaced with something else. You don't use it all that much. Alright, to go over the build quickly, it is mostly a cricket focused build with Striga as a backup for long range and for targets that are vulnerable to stagger. Melee is unchanged, it's not that important. Light spell, we have a fire and fire breath AoE, heavy spell for crowd control and damage, Curfane, important relic, Monkhood. You could replace that with you for close combat action, but I like Monk's Hood, the ability to give you shields that carry over between fights, and Crown of Fire to guarantee constant reloading of Cricket by shooting the orbs after dashes or by shooting enemies and putting them in fire. We make sure that Cricket never runs out of bullet on top of the passive. It just doubles down on the Mysterio. Next up is Prophecy of Deadeyes. We're going for either Critical Chain or Critical Burn, both of which are very, very good. Deadeye itself and just headshot damage is also very good. We're playing mostly for headshots on raw bullet damage. That's the core of the build, so Deadeyes makes perfect sense here. So here we go for Gunpowder Arcana just because we have a very ammo intensive build. Anything that can help in that regard is just welcome in general. I like Critical Chain by a fair bit. It is probably my favorite in that regard, but you get a fair few options in any case. Prophecy of Stamina is unchanged. That shit's just way too good, especially on a dash heavy build with Cricket. So anything that gives you more stamina, like Rejuvenation or Live Wire for stamina regen, is just worth it. On Prophecy of the Bull, ideally we're looking for Blind Fire, Empty of Magic, Range Sacrifice, maybe Revenge, depending. Those are the ones that are the most useful for it. Blind Fire is pretty damn good, and Range Sacrifice is by and large the best one you can get here. For this one, anything such as Critical Chain, once again, Phantom Bullets and Firearm Mastery, underrated, is going to be pretty goated. Fast Reload and Reload Swap aren't bad, but they even kill Reload, but they do... it starts coming to a point after that where you've got too much Reload stuff, really. Air, you're looking for Perun, obviously you're looking for Thunderbolt, potentially, and Extra Bolt being also very good. Those are the main ones you want. Honestly, Prophecy has mostly good stuff. Battery isn't even bad, so just pick it up, try anything. I favor the Thunderbolt damage or Perun. Those are usually my preference. And for Prophecy of Firearms, we're looking for Blind Fire, Cleansing Fire, Stun Bullets as your main ones. Elemental Firepower is also really nice, but by that point you're pretty much done with the run. You've got a boss, so it's not that useful anymore. So yeah, those are going to be the main ones. And I'll leave you with a run of, standard Corrupt, Stimulant, Iron Gate, so you can see a bit how the build performs. In general, the things to watch out for are that when not stacked, Cricket doesn't do much damage in single target. After a few kill resets, it absolutely shreds, so those are the things to keep in mind. You should see me play a lot for the orbs as well. Not just the stun, but also for the stamina regen that comes with the build. And because we're going to be dashing a lot, we need a lot of stamina. So it is kind of important on that. you'll see for Striga uses, it's more for either big single target that you want to stun, or it's for very long range as the build lacks long range. So as you can see here, critical burn, it's a very good first start, given we do burn as soon as we dash with the ring, Crown of Fire, so we already get very, very good damage on targets. Okay, I just casually walked by that guy, I completely forget about him for a second. There we go. You can see the stacked up damage from Cricket starting to do a lot. Like 28% of those ranges is not what Cricket's supposed to be doing outside of being stacked. Like, when you have a couple of stacks, for those who aren't familiar with the Mysterium 3, basically when you kill enemies shortly and dash reload, basically keep that mechanic going, you stack damage on the weapon. I don't know how high the stacks go, I need to check on the wiki, but you slap with it, as you can tell. Here, a bit of a showcase of Striga. Be a bit wary of the drop-off. See, I miscalculated from the start, so obviously you want to know roughly how the projectile travels. Once you've got the hang of it, it's pretty straightforward. So this sequence is kind of ugly. It's part of the I face check people and I shouldn't have. And here you see how low Cricket's damage is when unpacked or into a trade. Like that motherfucker is taking 0 fucking damage. In those cases, and it takes me a bit of time to realize what I needed to do, what you want is probably to space out a bit to make you just trigger. So after that's when I noticed that the second blunderbuss that I'm like, maybe I need to space it. Also fucked up, pretty okay. And in a second I'll be able to show you how you want to use Striga. So create some space first, here and dash. If you dash, the fire AoE will proc the stagger orbs. So you can basically just guarantee a stagger by shooting the projectile in that direction and then dash. And that's basically what's happening. And then you trigger the third Mysterium, which does a fuck ton of damage on staggered targets. So it's really, really good at mid-range. Long range, not so much, because it has a travel time plus drop-off, so it's hard to control on longer ranges. But if you can space the mid-range, and you have the soul sigils active, you get some really, really good action with Striga. Like, just right there. And so this is also why we bring Striga as a longer range option, especially in corruption runs. You're gonna have madness orbs. Having no means of proccing them from range makes it very dicey or very annoying to play, rather, as you're gonna have to dive in, dive out, dive in, dive out. Whereas you can just pick them from afar if you've got something that does well at long range. And Striga absolutely does. So yeah, pretty standard. And so here, I think it's a pretty good demonstration of why I like the build so much. It's very dashy. And if you paid a bit of attention to my stamina, it almost did not budge. as the soul sigil regen just does a lot in this context. Okay, so here we get a good demonstration of the Striga dash. I want to call it a technique, but it really is just something very simple. Now, shoot Striga, dash, and look. 390 damage because it was stunned already. It's so good. Also, if you hadn't noticed by now, dashing procs Crown of Fire, right? Applying fire damage, or igniting enemies rather, and reloading your weapon. But dashing and shooting a soul sigil also counts as doing that on a new target, so it also procs the ammo filler. Which basically means we have unlimited ammo always in the map. Again, here, some Striga action on a pretty big boy as well, and it looks like we're gonna two-shot him. 1, he's stunned, and 2, he's dead. So areas like this one are the areas where you could really consider running EU instead of Monkshood, but the approach basically is a situation where you can get hit, whereas if you've got Monkshood, you've got permanent barrier, right? Like, I'll be walking into the boss with a barrier, etc. U is very good and very nice, but it is less safety overall in most contexts. So yeah, Monkshood here makes more sense, but you can probably see, you can probably have the vision of why we would also be able to run you and not look safe. shall leave you all on this poorly executed face of Dimacher. I don't know actually how to pronounce it. Dimacher, the Dimacher, whatever. In any case, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the build as well. Give it a spin. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I wish you all a very nice